So I was proposing to do 2-inch.
Head start the utility board meeting. In attendance is myself, Deborah Atkins, Tammy Childers, Tommy Wilson, and Jack Cordelia, our clerk treasurer. Let's all stand.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So, I know some of the financial stuff you weren't able to get to or print because we just got our bank statements yesterday.
Yeah.
Do you have any of it?
I have the mail and email out this morning for checks ready. It's the water.
Were you able to look at the building adjustments that was sent out yesterday?
Was that yesterday?
Yeah, Jan and.
Oh, yeah. I didn't.
Okay. Were you able to look at the building adjustments that were sent out yesterday? No, we should look at those. Not to work because our last meeting was just 2 weeks ago. Do I have a motion to accept the billing adjustments?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Yep.
Any discussion? Motion made, motion second, motion carried on the billing adjustments. It's the 3rd of February. 26.
Walmart is opening.
You can pass it back. Might look at these. 200.
What are we paying Asbury for?
The lab,
Gotcha.
they run our labs and our water and sewer.
That's because-
I haven't paid them.
But I did.
For like 6 months, wasn't getting the invoices on,
They were going to Debbie Jones's email,
yeah, I'm still going to Debbie.
and then finally, they reached
They
out.
dumped them all on me, finally at one time.
I think
Gotcha.
hers were, and Raymond was
Bunch
still
of
going to Debbie Jones's too, and we just got that fixed.
Gotcha.
Because
My
no-
own question.
Yeah, nobody could get in her email. I have a motion to accept the allowances of accounts payable. I'm gonna let you look at that for the water and sewer. And
It has a back page in there, flip it over,
yeah, so far.
not that one, but that one's got,
Okay.
it has a front and back. I don't know why printer does that. Guess it's in the settings there somewhere. If I ever get my printer set up, then this goes away.
Make a motion to accept all the payables.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion made, motion second, motion carried. It's not on, it has it on track. You give them, Tammy, if she has to sign it. This one for you. Next up is HWC Engineering with updates on the 2 or 3 projects. If we got
About
them.
minutes.
Oh, yes, you got the minutes.
Minutes, three
Last
sets of them.
couple of minutes.
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes. I already read it.
Yeah, I did too.
Friday.
No second?
Yep.
Any discussion? Motion made, motion second, motion carried without discussion. Anything else that needs signed? Good.
No, that's it.
All right, now HWC Engineering with updates.
Paul Lynch with HWC, Zach Klein sent me with some updates regarding the emergency water connection with the town of Greenville. He says Palmyra has a 6-inch line and Greenville has a 4-inch line in close proximity at the intersection of Keesler Road and Bradford Road. Zach's in the process of tracking down a previous water model that Strand developed in 2023. He'll use this to analyze the available capacity to supply Greenville. Once he knows the capacity, they'll work on a connection plan with Greenville, which will include a meter, back pressure regulator to maintain the Palmyra pressure. And other than that, he says that he's currently working with the town to beef up the Oprah planning grant with regards to water, wastewater, and stormwater information.
And then there was the road,
Sink,
no,
Keely,
yeah, the sinkhole and
Yeah.
then the road grant.
yeah, the road grant I can discuss during the town meeting.
Okay, that's fine.
I can discuss the sinkhole now. if you want
Yep, if you want to.
to. Okay,
There's some stuff that was sent about that.
this is information on the road grant and the sinkhole, so just disregard the first page for now. So if you recall, we had a geotechnical investigation done of the sinkhole. The purpose of that was try to figure out there's a flooding issue on Keeling Road. There's 2 issues there. There's the pipe that's under Keeling, which is too small, and then there's the issue of the sinkhole, which was not accepting drainage. So we had backwater issues related to both of those things. The good news is, from the geotech report, they indicate that they believe the sinkhole can be improved to accept more drainage. So basically what that would involve is there is a lot of debris in there, so it's cleaning out removing all the debris, exposing the throat of the sinkhole, and then doing a treatment, probably vertical pipe, with backfill and aggregate, in order to allow it to accept the most drainage that it can. So there's a few steps though in between, if you decide you want to go forward with this, as far as improving the sinkhole, there's several steps that we need to go. The first being, Mr. Kepley, when I had spoke with him and got right of entry to do the geotechnical investigation, he was asking next steps, and I said, well, if the town ultimately decides they want to improve the sinkhole, then there'll have to be discussion about property acquisition and/or easement. So, you know, I emailed you guys on, looks like the 27th, and I'm not gonna go through all this stuff, but basically, I guess the next step, if you decide you want to move forward, would be for us to reach out with him and just make sure that he's still amicable for property acquisition, and then we can start to take the next steps. Now, in order to help you to try to make some decisions, I put together, these are just rough estimates, these are just my takeoffs. I didn't consult anybody, with the exception of the construction cost. I throw a number to it and just confirmed with the contractor that that was probably a safe number. But you'll see on that last sheet, there's several different items there. So if we go forward, obviously we would need to do a site survey and then some design details for the sinkhole. There'll be parcel exhibit and legal description to get the property. I'm assuming we would acquire that property in right away. There'll be negotiation and possible legal assistance to get that done. There'll be an associated land cost. Then we would do a quote package for construction, do an invitation to at least 3 contractors, certify a quote, and then construction. And of course, during construction, you'd want to have construction observation and probably administration. So basically, each of those tasks, each of those services, they're through an estimated fee toward all of that basically ended up to be about $52,300. So I just did that so you can try to make an educated decision about going forward. Because if you don't want to spend that, then there's no point in doing anything. But you're not gonna resolve the backwater and flooding issues on Keeling either if you don't do something about the sinkhole. It does no good to upgrade the pipe if the sinkhole is just going to keep the same issue. The same issue is going to result. So, and this does not include. This cost doesn't include. My advice would be, if you choose to go forward, is get the sinkhole treated, and then let's see how that performs, and then we can adjust the pipe, fix the pipe then as we need to. Make sure we don't need to raise the grade of the road, that the sinkhole is able to take everything that's getting to it. This is nothing you have to decide today. You can think about it, table. I mean, we can't do nothing right now anyway with the weather and everything that's going on. So we just wanted you to have that for your information.
All right. Y'all want to discuss it, or you want to table it and look at the numbers?
I say it definitely gets talked about, no decision to be made today, I don't think.
I mean, I can reach out to Mr. Kepley if you want and just say, hey, we did the investigation. We found out that that the sinkhole can be improved, and just make sure that he's still, in a favorable mood to have some discussions about selling that piece of property. I don't know that he want to sell the whole thing or just part. I gave you the land cost in there. I think he paid $10,000 for the parcel back a few years ago. So I mean, to me, $5,000 for what we need, that's just me estimating. That's nothing I would share with him, but that seems kind of more than fair, and I wouldn't think it would need to be that much.
Well, when it flooded this past year, and then it flooded previously another time where people can get out. And in between there, all the concrete was dumped in it. I mean, before anything could be done, we'd have to know if he would sell that portion anyway. I said,
Yeah, I can ask him that, just if he's willing to have those discussions and,
yeah, because if he's not willing to be reasonable about it and he wants $20,000 for a $5,000
Right.
easement, it's not gonna move any further anyway.
yeah.
So do I have a motion for him, for HWC to reach out to see if he would consider selling the easement that we need to improve the water flow to the Cinco?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Motion made, motion second, motion carried. Will you reach out and then email us all and let us know? And we'll have a motion to table the rest of the bid until we find out. Motion made, you second?
Yeah.
Motion made, motion second. Motion carried, so just reach out, let us know, and we'll table this for right now.
Okay.
Okay. Is that it for you for right now?
Yeah, we're talking about the grant. before we-
All right, Ramsey Water. Mark. I included Ramsey's contract and I included the 13% increase. Okay.
Wanted to be here formally tonight to let the board know about a recent rate increase Ramsey Water has issued. It was on your water bill, but I understand you were not getting the water bills, everyone do.
Did that mean that?
Do we have your email address now?
It is Mark.
Good, okay. So it was on the water bill, and that is effective for the bills due March 15th. And that is an increase identical to the one last year. And this is to fund improvement projects in the Ramsey water system.
Is it across the board to all the Ramsey customers or just?
There are some wholesale customers that have standalone agreements, but everyone that does not have a standalone agreement, and all residential customers, yes.
And then you also brought the contract to cover the Okra grant,
The ARPA
ARPA,
funds.
sorry.
Yes, that contract was embedded into the previous contract services agreement. Nothing has changed. Our attorney pulled out the ARPA part of that contract and forwarded it on to your legal counsel for their review. And I think Danny Turner may have presented it to you last month.
And I gave it to the attorney and the attorney said it was okay to sign, so I'm gonna go ahead after I get a motion to sign the contract that's in there and it was emailed to everybody. On the last page, it states what the price was, and then is this the current list of what is done or what was to
No,
be done?
that is the total of what was approved.
Okay, the numbers in the parentheses are what was approved to be done. Right,
Yes.
and then you all were gonna get me a current list.
Yeah, and I know.
I think the list we had was from, the bill we had was from August, right?
Yeah, we've only billed one invoice. There's additional work that has been performed that's not been billed, and then there is some remaining work.
Well, we have the end of this year.
Yes.
Just let it know. The money's gonna go back to the government.
Make the snow go away, we can get to work.
I'll make a motion for Deborah to sign the contract between Ramsey for the
ARPA.
ARPA funds.
All right, a second.
Second.
Any discussion? Motion made, motion second, motion carried.
I don't have any other updates, but we're working with Jeremy and Ryan. Anytime they have questions we can help with, we'll certainly do so. And if any questions, just reach out to us. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll get this, Jack will sign it and get it notarized and get it back to you all, because the one that you all gave us didn't have your board's.
Yeah, we'll take it to my board and then we'll get a copy of it.
I'll pass that down. And then I had included that he had sent over where Ramsey's rates, and I guess all the monthly charges and charges on their different pipe sizes and everything's changing. They forwarded that to us. I reached out to Buzz Chrome that does our rate adjustments, and they are looking at what we need to do to pass that 13% along. So there'll be a public hearing on that water increase, probably a public hearing in March. And then it'll be voted on in April. But I just notified them yesterday when I was notified. So the dates may be off. And I included the emails for you all to review. And then tomorrow water updates. Jeremy, Ryan, y'all are up.
Couple of things. Start with the SCADA system. You said today that it is being approved.
It was approved previously.
Okay, so with the SCADA system, what we're looking at, on Sinville, we've got a lithium meter that's busted. So we'll get a whole utility supply, get that changed out. Once they bring the new system in, because right now Almar has no way of knowing their water loss. So once we get the new SCADA system in, and we get the Almar hit, the Sinville hit, and Whiskey Run hit, once we get it all put together, then we'll actually be able to know what the water loss is from there. Talked to Rachel today about Keystone. As far as the getting on the billing, you gotta find out Keystone, how much water we're billing a month. So that's something, I think there's been a little discrepancy about that there.
Yeah.
So that's something we'll talk to Keystone about, get that, going through there. There are PDHM, so this is the first cycle, me and German and PDHM, so they're sent off today, so that all will be taken care of and, go from there, and then German, leave out of school.
Everything's going good. So, as of right now, Ryan's up, I got an A's. We're rolling along.
One more thing, the test meters,
Oh, yes.
we need to get approved.
This is the new bank loans. The new bank loans.
The Medtronics, I've got,
Yes.
tell us what you plan on doing with that, guys.
So we're gonna order 30 of the Metcons like we talked at the last meeting, where the customer will actually have access to see their own accounts as well. So we're gonna start out with 30 of them, give them a try. And I think that's gonna help a lot of people out as well too, because you can access it, you can see, if you got a water leak, you can actually see what's being used at your house every time, so.
And our monthly fee that goes with this,
No, there's
it's
not.
just annual, one-time fee.
Yes,
When you buy the meter.
When you buy the meter, that's, yeah.
there's another meter that they had looked at, or we looked at and even talked to the guy today, and there was a fee, the meters themselves were, I think, $35 cheaper, $35 to $50 cheaper. But there was an annual fee
Yes.
that was charged based on the number of meters that you have, and that annual fee would never go away. With these meters, there's no annual fee, and they're $35 to $50 higher, and they're able to be read by Verizon and AT&T
Yes.
and
They're cellular meters.
They're cellular
They're
meters.
cellular meters.
And you can pull up your account daily and see what your water usage is.
Every 5 minutes is what they go in, every 5 minutes.
But if you're doing it every 5 minutes, then you, I mean, if you think you got a water leak, it'll help you find it. But we wanted to start with 30 of those. Brian, you currently have these meters in your system,
Yes.
right?
Yes, we have about 120 of the cellular, and then we have the actual drive-by, similar to what you have with the Badger. So where we're at in Harrisburg, so the cell coverage is not very good, and that's one reason why we cannot do cells. That's why we do a drive-by, but in the town of Harrisburg, where it's flat, sort of like what you guys are here, the cells work very well. So you guys have the opportunity to where, for the customers, especially to be able to see, because there's a website, once you put it on your phone, it will send you alerts for high usage, backflow. If you leave your lid off, it has a sensor on it that tells you your meter's cold, like it could be freezing. It'll actually send you alerts for that. That's some of the nice little stuff about the cellular meters that could really help out.
And Mark, I have a question. Most of your meters are cellular meters, right? Ramsey's
No, our radios are read via radio signal.
radio signal? Okay. But, they presented us with, an estimate, or it's actually a subtotal of $8,550 for 30 meters. The plan would be to switch out meters, 30 meters a month until, up to 5 years, to take up to 5 years, and that way, to get our 1,876 meters switched out, something like that.
1,675.
16.
1,675.
How many ever meters it is,
1,675.
but the plan would be to try to do 30 a month on top of doing meter reads and meters and doing turn-offs. When we had talked about this in the past, I know a few times, do y'all have any questions or discussion? For either one of the water guys? No? Does anybody want to make a motion to approve the 30 meters? We're gonna trial them and see if we like them, how they do, and then come back to the board with a possible contract.
Who do you say the carriers were?
It's Medron, or Metron, METRON.
That's a T-Mobile tower right over there. How come you don't have T-Mobile? Because I have T-Mobile.
Well, it will, all the cellular systems will pick
It'll
it
run
up.
off that.
He gave,
All the main cellulars, it'll run off.
it'll run off of.
Well, that tower right there is T-Mobile. The one down in New Salisbury is T-Mobile.
It should run off of all of them. The rep today said using all the cell towers that we shouldn't have any meters that shouldn't run off of it or read off of it. Right now we have, how many do you have to go out every month and manually read? At one point it was over 200. But I think it's down to,
And a lot of times they're like the only cell that's up there.
down to about 50.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times there's other people up on those towers too.
Yeah.
Cause I'm on Straight Talk and my service runs off that tower too. Yep.
So do I have a motion to move forward with the 30 Metron meters for the cost of $8,550? And then they will come back with an update on the trial. Does anybody want to make a motion? You make a motion?
Make a motion.
Jamie, any comments? All right, I'll second it. So motion made, motion second, motion carried. So if you'll let him know that we will agree to do the trial for the 30 meters, come back in 30 days with an update, 30 to 60 days with an update on these 30 meters, and then we'll decide if we're gonna move forward. Okay. Have him send me a contract, okay? So you want that or you don't want those? Okay. I have a contract, our grant that we had applied for the town. Was denied. We were short 16 points, or around 16 points. So we are reapplying for the grant, the planning grant. We have to have it in by the end of February. And so we have to have another public hearing, which is set for February the 17th for that planning grant to move forward and get the paperwork back in. Do you know what resolution we're at, Jack? This is a resolution authorizing the application submission and local match.
Like we're at 5.
5. So this is authorizing the submittal of the CBDG planning grant application to the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs, and resubmission to try to get this grant approved, this planning grant approved so we can move forward. And then I sent a letter to the foundation asking for them to extend our 18% match or $18,000, and they did approve it. So do I have a motion to have me go ahead and sign the resolution to move forward with reapplying for the grant, resolution number 5?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion made, motion second. Any discussion? Motion carried. Does anybody know what time it is?
6:32.
33. All right, Jack, you need to sign this, and if you can get that back to Chelsea. There's a notice on the door about the public hearing on the 17th for that grant. Everybody's welcome to come. It's open to the public for discussion about the grant, and Chelsea will be here. And I'm actually talking to one of the grant decision makers this Thursday, so hopefully we'll get that through. This is the town. This is the street. Our officer is not here. Office that too. Geotechnical. Okay. And then the other thing that's on here is discussion about the used equipment. We haven't had a chance because of the weather to get the equipment together to try it for the auction, so we're gonna push that and try to do that at a later date. We'll get back with everybody about a date. Attorney comments? Any public comments on the town or on the utility board meeting? Any questions? I'll make a motion to adjourn the utility board meeting at 6:34 PM.
I'll second.
Yes. So. I'll just read it.
Motion made, motion second, meeting's adjourned. I'm gonna go ahead and if nobody needs to take a break, I'm gonna move forward with our town board meeting. Call our town board meeting to order at 6:35. Everybody's still in attendance, myself, Sandy Childers, Tommy, and Jack. All right, any public comments on anything that has to do with the town that's on the agenda? First thing is the Boys and Girls Club renovation annexation update. We are waiting to get some of the paperwork re-signed. I think there was some verbiage that went back and forth between the attorneys, and now we're waiting on that to get re-signed to set a public hearing for that again. Hopefully will happen mid-February or our March meeting. Next is, is there anybody here from Blue River? Okay.
Can I speak to the Boys and Girls Club?
Yes.
I'm Derek Grigsby, CFO for the Harrison County Community Foundation. I just want to clarify your comment. Since the last meeting, yes, there was a lot of email exchange communication between our two attorneys. On the 27th, Coy did send over to our attorney the documentation. I think as what he thought we were requesting. It was not complete. So on the 29th, Mary Ann Owen, who you've met, she did respond. She did say that she needs more information. One of the ordinances is incomplete, and then she needs the stuff on the other ordinance. So all I'm going to ask is that you all please pay attention to that email string. Coy has not responded yet. That was on the 29th. So I just want you to know that it's kind of in your court to respond or have Coy respond to make sure that we get those documents. We can't go get signatures. We can't schedule a hearing until those items are received so we can draft the new ordinances and documents.
Will you I don't think I was included on the email back and forth. Not the last one. In the last 2
You may
days?
know that you were not on the last one. That did go straight to Coy.
Okay.
So if you would like, I can forward that to you.
Yeah, forward it to me and I'll reach out to him. Forward it to Jack also, and we'll try to get you what you need as far as the ordinances.
Okay.
Because I think you actually handed both ordinances.
All three ordinances in a folder.
All right, and we will see him on Thursday, so let me know what we need and we'll get it to you.
Okay.
That's all we're waiting on. Because we want to set up your public hearing and get this moving forward for y'all. Is there anybody here from Blue River Services? We received a letter from Blue River Services, which we'll have to probably table this because we have to discuss it with Coy. I'm gonna read the letter to the public. It says, "Dear Ms. Atkins, the Town Council of Blue River Services owns and operates the Country Trace Apartments affordable housing for low-income seniors located at 13590 Green Street, which are adjacent to the town of Palmyra Community Center. In November, we offered fire safety training for the residents and rented the community center. In December, we had a holiday party for the residents and rented the community center. Blue River Services is a nonprofit organization. We would like to offer more services and special events to our seniors at Country Trace Apartments, but we find the rental fee is excessive. In 2008, when the community center was constructed, the town of Palmyra envisioned the facility serving as a senior center and as a shared community resource. At that time, the town and Blue River Services worked in close partnership to bring both the community center and Country Trace Apartments to life. Paula Craig, then the housing director for Blue River Services, assisted with the land purchase, grant applications, and design of the center, ensuring the project aligned with the needs of the local residents. Please see the attached letter, and I'll read that to you all too. From the beginning, the intent was for the residents of Country Trace to have a welcoming space for small gatherings, community activities, and scheduled events. In keeping with that original purpose, Blue River Services respectfully requested the opportunity to use the community center once a month at no charge to host resident events. If a fee waiver is not possible, we ask that the town consider a nominal fee such as $30 per event. Thank you for consideration. Feel free to contact me with any questions. And then I'm gonna go back and read the letter from July 12th of 2007. Dear board members, the town of Palmyra is respectfully requesting, this was to Harrison County Community Foundation. The town of Palmyra is respectfully requesting $124,875 in grant funding to assist in our efforts to build a senior center in our community. The town of Palmyra is applying for a community focused fund grant from the Office of Rural Development for $500,000 to be utilized for construction of the development. Town council members have been working with the local architectural firm to complete preliminary designs and develop a budget. The cost of construction to build the facility is $624,875. To assist in realizing this goal, a local citizen has generously donated 1 acre of land to build a senior center. On July 13, 2007, the town of Palmyra will submit a preliminary grant application for $500,000 in community-focused funds to the Office of Rural Development. The full application is due September 14th of 2007. The community-focused fund grant requires a minimum of 10% local cash match. The grant is scored on a point system. The more local match committed, the more points given to the application. In addition, the philanthropic capital such as funding provided by Harrison County Community Foundation would award an additional 25 points to the application. Town of Palmyra has already committed $150,000 of its resource to providing a lift station, water, and sewer line to serve the senior center. The 28 unit of senior rental housing that would be built in early 2008. The Harrison County Library branch is located to Palmyra and address a longstanding sewage transfer problem of the Morgan Elementary School. While this will assist with the development and can count as an in-kind match, it cannot count as 10% local match, cash match toward the community-focused fund grant. The addition of the senior center will provide North Harrison County with a community facility and gathering place for the general public. It will also provide an opportunity for seniors to keep active in various community activities and to volunteer for work opportunities in the senior center. Thank you for your consideration. And that was a letter that Jenny Kirkham, the board president at the time, had sent in to Harrison County Foundation requesting a match. So they were asking that we decrease or waive the fees for the rental of the community center that live here in the Country Trace apartment so that they can have activities for them once a month is what it looks like.
And usually all seniors or people that were interested would be welcome, I'm sure.
Everybody in the community?
I would say whenever, except when we have our Christmas party, but people were encouraged to bring, someone that they wanted to. But it's just like the bingo's that the town has.
Right.
Everybody's invited.
Yeah. Well, we have bingo, weekly?
Well,
Or,
the ladies showed up.
We haven't had it in a while.
Nursing home, but
yeah, the nursing
no one
home
showed up
comes.
because it wasn't, there hadn't been ones before, so they just didn't realize that she was coming, and she showed up and no one was here. Because I talked to her at the advisory board meeting. Different meetings.
Okay. So I guess we have to talk to the attorney to see if it is legal to waive fees we had to talk to him and get his consent for, the church, because the church rents it every Sunday because the truck went through the church and we waived the fees and decreased them down to $75 a week.
See, previously, if it was a nonprofit or was like for older Americans, that were here or whatever, there was no fee.
Right.
Remember the old card players?
Yeah.
On Fridays, different nonprofit clubs, that type of thing.
Yeah, I think this is the first year, the last 6 months of last year was the first year that the town actually made a profit on the community center, because I think we were paying the electric, the insurance, and the water out of riverboat funds. And I think we actually have a balance in the community center account now. And it's actually, people are using it and renting it for everything, baby showers, everything. They're up here all the time. We just have to, we'll probably,
Average 2 to 3 a month.
yeah,
Average is 2 to 3 a month.
yeah. I guess I'll have to reach
Start
out.
Advertisement, now I think that may.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and then we've let people that have funerals rent it for $25.
Yes, that's.
So, yeah. So I think we decrease it from $50 to $25 or whatever it is. I think it's $26.50. Yeah, and to include the taxes. But, do I have a motion to table this until the next meeting, so Boy can look at the letters and see if it's actually legal?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
No.
Motion made, motion second, to table. The Blue River's request to have decreased fees and, to have either decreased fees or free rental, monthly for the next year. And I'll bring it up at the next meeting, and I'll reach back out to them because they were supposed to show up. They may not have because of the weather. Three, 26, okay. All right, you're back up.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk a little bit about, community crossings matching grant. It's called the 2027 grant, even though it's July 2026, it has to do with NDOT's fiscal year, which starts in July. But the grant will open this coming July. So you may recall the, December of this last year, we had your pavement asset management plan, completed and approved by LTAP and NDOT. Your roads are in pretty decent shape, but there's 5 roads that I've identified that I think are candidates for. Basically, what you do is you grade the roads and the rating leads you to a suggested treatment type. So from the ratings, there's 5 roads that I think are candidates for what we refer to as a mill and overlay, where they bring in a milling machine, mill off a couple inches, and then pack coat and put 2 inches down. We'll typically throw in a little quantity for patching. So the first sheet I gave you there, the streets the 5 streets are Hub Street from Church to US 150, Hub Street from 150 to First Street, Coleman Street from 135 to Market Street, Charlotte Avenue from Coleman to Carmen, and Jake Drive from Avery to Denny. Now, these estimates, they don't include, so I think it's Charlotte that has some sidewalk on it. And we have to make sure that the curb ramps, anytime you're doing paving, you gotta ensure that the curb ramps meet criteria. So, and you can replace sidewalks, and not participate in the replacement of sidewalks that are existing. So if for some reason the sidewalks are bad, if I haven't evaluated that yet. The other things that you can include with this grant are drainage improvements, storm sewer inlets, pipes, culverts, those kind of things. So I need to review that too. But so this just gives you a rough idea when it comes to a mill and fill, 2-inch mill and fill, along with some patching quantity of what you're looking at for those 5 streets if you wanted to do that. And that's just under $110,000. The match there, your match would be 20% of that, and NDOT would participate 80% if you get the grant. The grant has become more competitive because of the way the recent bill splits the money up. So you should, I know Harrison County has passed, or if they haven't passed it, they're in the process, I believe, of doing a will tax. And so some of that money through community crossings is going to be distributed by lane miles through the wheel tax, which Palmyra will be a participant through the county for that. But you'll still be eligible to go after the grant. It's just more competitive now because they decreased the overall pot of money. It's $100 million for the actual grant itself, in July. So, which, you don't have to make any decisions about this today, but what you need to be thinking about, I will evaluate the sidewalks, the curb ramps, I'll look at the drainage stuff. But this is just gonna kind of give you a rough idea that if you want to do something like this, just the paving is you're gonna need to set aside about $22,000 for your 20% match. So nothing you need to decide today, but I'll begin to refine estimates and look at the drainage, look at the sidewalks, and report back next month so that we can, if you want to,
Get it in by July?
if you want to decide you want to, which I assume you want to go
Yeah,
after,
we do.
just to kind of give you an idea.
I do. I think we had talked about this last year, and we haven't applied for that grant for the last 3 years. So since we haven't applied for it, hopefully it'll make it to where,
Hopefully,
yeah. Be positive, we'll get it. Okay, so you're gonna come back and update us on this so that we can get some paperwork signed.
yes.
Anything else to do with them? Okay. Update on the office renovations. The renovations were completed on Sunday. We have a more secure office with windows, with the walls, with the locked door. The employees are happy. That was per their request because of some incidents that have happened over the last few years, and it looks good. It's all painted, done, and completed. The one other thing, our town officer isn't here right now, but he had passed forward from Management Solutions, LLC, Integrity. It is a contract for evidence. It is software and for our evidence that's kept in our safe and in our office. It's a way to keep track of it, keep it labeled, and have the name, case number, and all the information on it. Where there was issues with that before. It comes with a label printer, a scanner, and IT support, and we'll keep everything computerized to where there shouldn't be any issues with evidence anymore. The cost of the system is $2,999. Our previous system of evidence was for our reserves to bring it in, depend on them to label it, put a case number, name, date, and everything on it, and to lay it on the safe in the office. And then whenever Dennis would come in later in the week, he would take it and put it in the safe. So this will make it more secure where things will be locked up, logged, and labeled correctly. And
Where do you want to take the funding from?
Riverboat.
Or
Do you all have questions about why we would need this? Or any discussion on it? Do I have a motion to move forward with buying this system for any evidence that's brought into the office?
A motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made, motion second. Any discussion? Motion carried. Any questions from anybody about anything? Motion to adjourn the town meeting at 6:55.
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second? Motion made, motion second, motion carried. Our next meeting is safety board meeting.
Can we even do anything with this?
Right. There is, only one update on that, and I spoke to Josh Norman today, and he's gonna go out and look at all 4 houses that were listed, take pictures, and give the fire department's recommendations. Safety board meeting is adjourned at 6:55. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
I have, want to catch you.
So,
I have this for, tornado and storm watch,
Okay.
and I'm turning it into you guys now. Perhaps